Who is the SKAR King, the new big bad Kong-like titan showcased in the recent Godzilla Kong the New Empire trailer? To find this answer, we're going to use what information the lore of the MonsterVerse has given us, and combine that with other popular stories as we theorize on who this SKAR King actually is, and what's his evil plan in the new movie. The trailer has left us with countless questions, but this one may just be the most important. So stick around with me today here in Dangerville. If you're stoked for more MonsterVerse lore and theories, give this video a massive Kong-sized like, and let me know your early thoughts on the SKAR King. Let's get to it. We're gonna start with theorizing the origins for the SKAR King. In the trailer, he is shown to be a ruthless, tyrannical dictator of sorts. And in our real world, these sorts of leaders tend to have fairly obscure origin stories that usually foreshadow the madness that would come to follow in their wake. In this theory, let's say the SKAR King was a warrior in the Great War between the Gojis and the Kongs. The insane stress, injuries, and loss of lives he had to experience during this time would leave such an intelligent creature like him with at least some sort of psychological problems. The events he lived through helped shape him to become the twisted leader we see in the trailer. Now, we won't be able to fill in this gap in the theory until we know more, but during the time between the war and our modern MonsterVerse timeline, the SKAR King came to power over the rest of his kind left in the Hollow Earth. And in the trailer, you can see how the other Kongs fear him. Better yet, they cower beneath him, our man Kong being the only one to not even flinch at his arrival. This could be brave or foolish, and we're just gonna have to wait and see. Now I'm gonna bring up a 1993 classic film that many of us hold dear to our hearts. The Lion King. Yes, it's a children's cartoon, but hear me out. The first similarity is obvious. SKAR, who is the Lion King during the movie. And now we have the SKAR King, who's gonna be the Kong King during the New Empire. See what I'm getting at there? Both of these fictional leaders also managed to lead their kingdoms into sadness and despair, with the only consistent thing they have going for them being absolute fear of their king. This is where we can make some assumptions on why they fear him, and how he came to rule them with a mighty fist. He does appear to be larger than all of them, although we have yet to really been given any clear angles to be able to accurately judge his total size. And this apparent larger size is likely due to him sucking in the powerful energy that resides in the Hollow Earth. This could actually be the same energy, or at least a similar form, to what we see Godzilla using to evolve in the trailer. And with this power, it's clear he's an effective titan killer. The bones of what are likely his past foes adorn his body. Now this is an absolute fear tactic, along with his overly aggressive entrance that we've seen in the trailer. All of this aids in reminding his people that he is not to be messed with. There's a good chance that in this scene, he's going to teach Kong a hard lesson. We know Kong bows to no one, but in this shot, he shows signs of not having any prior meeting with the SKAR King, and well, if he confronts him, we may be in for a brutal beatdown, something plenty of Kongs in the past have likely lost their lives to. So in the New Empire movie, what's his plan? The Kongs are his people, but it's clearly a tyrannical dictatorship sort of scenario. They seem to be forced to work against their will, possibly even being slaves, and they're all likely held in a very tight order. Any that goes against his rule could possibly be met with a quick death. Now, if he has this much power, what possibly could he want more of? In this theory, what if he's not invading the surface world to gain more power or territory at all? What if he's actually running away from something? Perhaps you've heard of the video game franchise Gears of War. Shout out to my fellow Gears out there, by the way. In that story, the bad guys known as locusts come bursting from under the surface of the planet's crust, and begin to start a massive genocidal war against those on the surface of the planet. As the games went on, you eventually learn that the locusts aren't just invading for the sake of invading. They are actually attempting to flee their home underground, and claim the surface as their new home to escape the dangers down below. Hear me out. Perhaps the SKAR King is also trying to escape his underground kingdom, unleashing war upon Godzilla, Kong, humanity, and the surface world, in an attempt to claim new land for himself and the rest of his Kong kind. So maybe the SKAR King is not the true villain after all, but who or what could he be running from? Well, it could be as simple as this. He could be attempting to avoid a life of constant fear and suffering in the Hollow Earth, with endless ways to be killed or die. After seeing a bunch of your buddies getting killed by other titans and monsters, it would make sense that you would get tired of that. and naturally, the surface world has much less danger than the Hollow Earth. Or it could mean that an even more frightening enemy is approaching his land in the Hollow Earth, looking to claim the center of the planet for its own and rid it of its ape infestation. But that's a theory for another time. So the SKAR King will be a mad tyrant in this movie. But the marketing may just be a big distraction of what's truly the world-ending threat. And this SKAR King may just be more aware of this impending doom, and is trying to do something about it a lot sooner than everyone else. Maybe even he's full of fear, which leads to anger, and well, you know the rest. So everyone who's stuck around with the video this long, I appreciate you, thank you. I want to remind you guys about Otaku America, and how you can get 10% off and start finishing up your Christmas gift shopping for your fellow kaiju friends by using our code DANGERVILLE. Seriously though, if you know anyone who wants kaiju stuff for Christmas, this is a good opportunity for you. And I'll leave a link in the description down below for you. As always everyone, this has been Jacob, and I will see you in the next one.